Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft Creative Team Project. And here you can see I'm about to show you the different Dina Wakley paints that I'm going to use. And there is also a Dilutions one which I don't actually use in the end. I'm also using the Tim Holtz collage medium, some rice paper and those stencils, and I do have some scrap pieces of paper that I'm going to use in the background. This is my Dina Wakley media journal, and it's the journal that has the different pages in it. I haven't actually done a lot of pages in this journal, so I thought I had better start to fill it. And as you can see, I'm just putting some gesso on the page just to make sure that whatever I do to the page, the products all work really well. Now I'm just getting the Distress collage medium, and I'm going to glue down all these scrap bits of paper in sort of pretty much a random fashion actually, and you can see I'm popping it underneath and over the top as well. I do want the products that I'm using to move on the paper as well. So by coating the top, you're going to give it a good basis for that. And you'll see I'm actually using a little spatula. It is a cooking one, and it is a smaller one, which I was fortunate to find in one of the cheap shops nearby. And I actually really love it. It really works well for when you're putting this sort of collage medium or a gesso on your page. And now I've dried it. You can see I've dried it, and I'm putting on some white Dina Wakley paint with the credit card or a card. And I'm just doing that to push the papers into the background a little bit, but I still want to be able to see them as well. And now it's all nice and dry, and I've grabbed another paint. Now this one I believe is Heather, and I'm just sponging it on just to give it a bit of colour. And I did sort of grab the colours that I felt went with the rice paper as well. So just sponging it all over the place. I hope everybody is well and coping with whatever situation is happening in your country. In Australia, we're not doing so well, but hopefully soon we will be. At the time I'm recording the voiceover, we're actually in lockdown for the second time, which is unfortunate. All right, so now I've just had a look at the rice paper again, and I've grabbed, I think it's Sedona, it's a Dina Wakley one, and I just wanted sort of that red tones that the fox had, and I'm just putting that on the page as well, again with the sponge, but not quite as much as I did with the Heather coloured paint. So just spreading it all around a little bit and letting that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to tear out the fox. I am using the water brush, as you can see, and I'm just going around the fox, and this does make it a lot easier to tear. Rice paper is a little bit harder to tear than a napkin, but I find if you give it enough water, it actually isn't too bad at all. And I do like that rough sort of edge because then it does blend into the background a lot more. And just grabbing all the elements out. Now, if you're not confident in tearing out the elements, there's no reason why you couldn't just put the whole page down. Put a background like I did, but maybe put the whole page down and then add some texture onto the top of that. And that would look quite good actually. I mean, the rice papers are lovely by themselves. And I'm just using a few extra little bits there to fill up some space. And again, the collage medium, both underneath and on top of the rice paper pieces. And remember, all the products are available from Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. And of course, being this month's products, they're on sale as well. So don't forget to check that out. This is the first time I've used this collage medium actually, and I did find it quite good. And I will give this a really good dry. I did actually dry it with the heat gun, and then I did actually leave it for a little while. And I've grabbed the burnt umber and the white, and I'm just mixing a grey just so that I can tone in those pieces of rice paper with the background so they don't stand out quite as much. Okay, so you can see I've just grabbed the sponge and now I'm just adding sort of the grey to the background and trying to blend in those pieces. And really does add a lot of texture to the background as well when you do several layers like this. And there we go. And of course, for all the products I used, you can actually go to the Aunty Vera blog as well. And I have that Lindy Stamp Gang Mysticals, it's a Jack Frost it's called, and I'm actually going to mix it with my texture paste. And what I was hoping was that it would give it a bit of a shimmer. Wasn't as successful as I thought. Maybe I didn't add enough of the Magicals powder. Looks quite yummy, that actually. And you can see I've got a stencil and I'm just going to stencil that through. There's actually a new tub of the texture paste and it was a little bit more runny than the previous one I had. So it didn't quite give me the look I was quite after. I was kind of hoping it would look like a bit like snow, I guess. Just cleaning up a few bits and pieces, adding a little bit more since I have more on the palette. And I do clean up that little bit on the fox's body, I believe. Yes, I did. And again, I'm grabbing the Lindy's Magical powders and the burnt umber and the white, and I'm mixing another mix. And this one I'm going to sponge over the top to sort of blend that in. I thought the white was a little bit too stark, so I thought I would just blend it a little bit more into the background. And I've let it dry. And you can see I've just added some white with lots of water, and I'm just adding some spray paint. I can't think what it's called. I thought this brush actually worked really well. It's probably one of the best brushes I've used for it. And now I'm typing my little sentiment. And it says, soon winter will pass. I thought I would add a little bit of paper onto the background of the label. I probably should have used card stock, but there wasn't any handy, so I thought I'd just fold some paper, give it a little bit of thickness, and a little bit of a border. And then I grab some mounting tape, some dimensional mounting tape or blocks or rectangles, stick them down and stick it on my page. And that completes my page, which you'll see in a moment. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that page. I hope you give it a try, and don't forget to check out the Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft blog. And I will see you again for the next project. Thank you very much, and bye for now.